It's one of those things.
It's time for our tale of the tape. It's Roy Jones Jr., 201 pounds even. He stands 5'11" with a reach of 74. And his opponent, Smokin' Joe Frazier, only 6 feet tall even, 229 pounds, but he hits harder than any man alive.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
It's Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest of all time, Pensacola's finest, an undisputed champion at 4 different weight classes. Smokin' Joe Frazier, Philadelphia's finest in the heavyweight division. There's no one quite like Smokin' Joe.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
So now let's go.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Pensacola.
Welcome inside this unique environment, a beautiful theater, ready for a fist fight.
You can hear every murmur, every splutter, every insult, every boo, every cheer.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. This is a Joe Frazier fight. You punch, I'll punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You do not want to stand and trade with Joe Frazier. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, judges going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And this is incredible action from both of these heavyweights. They got out of the way of that right hook. Beautiful counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Don't get any more free shots. Keep smart.
No free shots. Keep smart. You're smart. You weren't loading up.
You're still on the power shots. Good work. Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away. Think about the defense no matter what you do. Good work. And I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking at...
You're getting your time in already. The right hand's beautiful.
He's absolutely shattered. He's hurt. He's ready to go.
Bury it up a little bit so he can't figure you out. Great work.
Just the same again. Don't change too much yet.
Now, don't want you to load up. Don't be looking.
Time winding down as we get set. They ring the bell, and here we go. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
A swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee. Like a bee, just pickpocketing and stinging you wherever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way. They both want a highlight reel knockout.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The perfect counter lands. They call it the glory division. There's nothing quite like a heavyweight fight. It doesn't take much to win it. Can't score with that hook again. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Just get your breath back.
When you're looking there for one shot at a time, set him up, but you take him out. He's ready.
Right.
Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman, a true legend. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Incredible work rate. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Real good back and forth between these two fighters. Ooh, a good straight.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
They are giving us a high-tempo show. Well, Johnny, it's still early on, but what do you think about what we're seeing so far?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get...
And here comes the legend Joe Frazier, Hall of Famer, all-time great. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
No rest for the weary. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this battle?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. Just missed with that hook.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
And there's the bell to start the round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and start it out. They're on the back foot. Jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Can Smoking Joe keep up this pace? Just misses with the right uppercut. One punch could change everything in this battle. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? That jab doesn't score. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter punch. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
That counter punch caught him clean. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Swing and a miss with the hook. Nice counter shot. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Swing and a miss with that hook. They miss with the jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
It's when you talk about championship.
Facing Joe Frazier, who won gold at the '64 Olympic Games. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so like to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here? And they're going to let him continue. Oh my word, down goes RJJ. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they... So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Some fighters, when this happens, this...
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali. His fights against George Foreman. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What's a heavy knockdown? How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
And down goes Jones Jr. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
A shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
So he's back up, but at some point, Johnny, he's got to live to fight another day, doesn't he?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
It's a good start to the round for this guy.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. What a huge momentum. Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman, a true legend. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
He threw a punch and just got countered. His stamina is off the charts. Is he going to punch himself out, though? The jab doesn't quite connect. Nice counter shot. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
Nice round. Good round. I like that. Matthew. Just stay focused.
Now, I don't want you to load up. Don't look
Smart. I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking there for what.
absolutely shattered. He's hurt. He's ready to go. But you've got to be smart. Otherwise, he'll see it and he'll ride it out. Go out there and finish him. Just the same again.
Go out there and finish it. Just the same again.
He'll start to
And there's the bell to start the round. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter punch. Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Big swing and a miss with the hook. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
I wouldn't be surprised if they stop this fight considering the swelling and the bruising. Will this fight continue? No, it will not. They're going to stop it.
This should have been stopped at the beginning of the round.
Well, Johnny, how do you rate the performance after this stoppage win?
A TKO, we've got to see it again. Because TKOs, they finish the story too early. It's like being kicked out of a club before the night's done. We want to get a full-blooded who won and who lost. By a bullet, not by a cut, not by a TKO.